Hello. I didn't vlog anything today, which is crazy. I'm now in Sicily. The Bologna airport actually almost killed me. I took this other cheap airline called Wizz Air, and you're supposed to check in between 30 days and 3 days before your flight, or 3 hours, 30 days to 3 hours before your flight. And I neglected to do that, so I had to do it in the airport, which just was so stressful because it was I had to wait in line, and then it was the clock is ticking, time is running out, and then I knew I'd have to pay for it there because it's free online if you remember, and then it's you have to pay 50 euros if you don't remember. So pay 50 euros, but I'm telling myself it's fine. It's just the cost of the ticket. But I'm walking to the bus station that will take me to Palermo, because that's actually where I'm staying for the first 2 days. It's just a 2 hour, it's a 2 hour little bus ride, and I plan to probably listen to podcasts because sometimes I can get a little motion sick if I read a book. But what's funny is I was there has to be something to connect these two, and there was. The bus passed me and I was fuck. But it's okay. I kind of like getting out, or I've enjoyed getting out and having this little walk. It's kind of the weirdest part of, how airports are always situated in the weirdest part. So I'm not trying to judge Sicily by this weird part of the outer skirts of Catania. But they have eucalyptus, some palm trees, and I immediately could feel that the air is different here. In Bologna, the air is just so heavy and stagnant and humid, and it's still fucking hot here, but it's not the same thickness. So feeling good. I'm really excited to spend some time at the beach. I'm really just trying to vacation. I need to get some water. My water bottle's empty from the plane, and I couldn't find anywhere really, so yeah. Hopefully I can find where the bus will be. Oh, maybe it's right here. Okay. I'll check back in later. Bye. They used to be a dolphin mermaid. Remember how they would Hello. I just wanted to tell you about my experience that I just had. I just went to the Palermo catacombs, and honestly, one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. And it was such an interesting experience to think about with inward, because you couldn't take any pictures or videos, and so I was okay, this is gonna be an interesting time to just be okay, what can I genuinely absorb from this, I guess you could say. And I'll try to describe it. So like you go down there, and I'm not sure. It's funny because I go to all these like historical sites. I don't know anything about them. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. This looks cool. But I genuinely like couldn't tell you at all like what they mean, how they were made, anything like that. But I'll try to insert photos, but essentially it's like hundreds of like skeletons and like coffins all like kind of staged or like lined up in this like giant like tomb, I guess you could say. And I don't know if they were staged later like as a museum or that's how they were, but like someone has gone through and done a little bit of curation because all of the bodies are like tagged. And so I go down there, and at first I'm like scared, and I can feel a sort of like aversion to it, and I'm like walking in the middle, like I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, like I process this is cool, but like I definitely was like kind of scared or creeped out because like the way that they're staged is like they're looking down at you, and like obviously as a human being like we naturally have aversions to like seeing dead skeletons and dead people and stuff. So yeah, and also the other thing is I thought that I was under kind of like a time crunch, but like I think mostly I was like just kind of scared or creeped out. And then I'm like walking through it, looking at the things, and then there's like a section that's like just babies, and I was like, and I think at that point I was like starting to like open up to the catacombs as a whole, and I was like, okay, like this is interesting, and like feeling more comfortable because I was like, this is like so cool. And then you keep walking, and it's crazy because in the beginning also it's like pretty dark, and so I think that was also why I was afraid. And then you walk into like another room and it's like much lighter, but anyway, and then I continue to walk, and then there's like this like area where like it's like there's like small children propped up, and they're like looking down at you, and there's like one small girl who kind of looks like a cat, and I was like, oh, that looks like a cat. And the other thing was right before this section are these two like incredibly well preserved bodies. Like they just kind of they just look like, I mean they don't look right, but they like look like people, and all their fat from their face is gone, and like they're just kind of dusty. But I think that was like the part where I was like, oh shit, this is low-key scary as hell. And so I think I like was at my peak scaredness, and then after that I was able to like kind of calm down a little bit. But then after that point, like after the small cat girl, I was like, okay, like this is really cool, and I can like appreciate this for like what it is, and like I'm not kind of so stressed about it. And then there's this like one, I guess you could say like exhibit where it's this like perfectly preserved 2-year-old girl, and she was born in 1918, died in 1920, and she's in this coffin, and then in this like chamber that's like scientifically regulated, and she's like perfectly preserved, and you can like see her little face, and like she has a bow on her head, and I was like, it was so crazy. And then even more than that, like what was also interesting to see was like all of the skeletons are like dressed in clothing, like they're all wearing clothes, or if they don't have clothes, like the exhibitors have like made them like makeshift like burlap sack bodies, and so they look really human. And that's part of like like, it makes it like a weird experience kind of. But yeah, I kind of like walked through it kind of quickly because I thought I would be late for my bus. But then when I realized I had enough time, I went through the beginning again just because I feel like I didn't give it like proper time, because that was when I was scared. But it was so cool. I really wish I could have gone with my mom, or like I wish I could have shared the experience with someone, because I ended up going by myself because because the people that I'm traveling with, like yesterday we tried to go and it didn't happen because people were being slow. And then I was like, okay, I really want to go, so I said like I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna go do this, but like feel free to join me, but like this is what I'm doing. And then it ended up that no one joined me, but it was so cool. I'll try to insert pictures, but yeah, I wish I could have experienced it with someone else, but at the same time, like, it was kind of a fun experience to do it by myself and just like take my time and stuff. But I think I could have wished I could do it with my mom, just because like we would go to the cemetery together all the time, and it's kind of like a cemetery but like a little more intense. Yeah. The other funny thing was, like, it says when people died, and they all like lived in like the end of the 1800s, and I genuinely thought that like people in the end of the 1800s like were not making it to like 40, but like a lot of these people were like 70, 80, or not 80, 70. So yeah. Okay, I have to run to catch my bus, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.